What's up everybody, my name is Dwight and welcome to GeForce Garage. Today we are going to be building the ultimate gaming rig for Microsoft Flight Simulator. It has been 15 years since the last version of Microsoft Flight Simulator has come out, and the latest edition has definitely advanced a bit since then. It's incredibly detailed and continuously updated with real-time air traffic data, live weather, new terrain and mapping info, creating an immersive and lifelike experience. You could just imagine how graphically intensive this simulator could be. So we're going to be building a computer using top-shelf components, including a GeForce RTX 3080. And after that, we're going to be pairing this with a full-size flight simulator rig to fully maximize our immersion. So let's talk about all of the PC components that we're going to be using. First off, this beast is going to be powered by a GeForce RTX 3080, which is going to give us the high performance and image quality that we want. To make sure that we use all of that power, we're going to pair it with an Intel i9-10900K CPU. And all of that's going to be going on an ASUS Z490 ROG MAXIMUS 12 formula, which has a ton of USB ports, which we need, and a VRM cooling channel, which we'll use. We'll be using some high-speed RAM, 32 gigs of Trident Z RGB at 4000 MHz, plus two 1TB Samsung Pro M.2 drives. To take this build to the next level, we're going to be fully water cooling it with EK's Quantum Line water blocks, and finish it off with some custom cables from Mainframe Customs. All of this is powered by an 850 watt SeaSonic power supply, and all of this goodness is going to be crammed inside of a CoolerMaster SL600M. So those are all the parts, let's get to building. Okay, and we're done building the PC, and it's been a long time since I've actually built a blue-themed PC. I gotta say, I think it came out pretty awesome. The color of the cables actually matches the coolant almost identically, and working inside of these CoolerMaster master cases is really nice because of how many options you get to customize the interior of the case. Like, I didn't have room for the pump, so I got rid of the power supply shroud, and I was able to put it in there. Also, this is the first time that I've water-cooled one of our 30 series cards, and I really like the way it looks, except for the fact that it sags just a little bit, which is something that I feel like I could probably fix with a third-party vertical mounting system, but that's something that I'm going to have to fix later on. Well, that covers the PC, but that is only one part of this video. To get the full experience, we need to pair it with an equally impressive sim setup, which our in-house expert Doug Mendez is almost done building. Let's bring him this PC so he can finish it. Hey Doug, the flight rig looks amazing. What was the driving force behind it?
Yeah, so we know that there's a lot more to flight than just an amazing visual experience. It's also tactile and visceral. So we wanted to use a full array of peripherals and feedback equipment that are compatible with Microsoft Flight Simulator to give an even fuller experience of flight.
So can you tell us a little bit more about what's going on here? I noticed that you have 3 giant TVs set up.
Yeah, so what we did was we took 3 65-inch 4K OLED TVs that feature low latency and high refresh rate. And then using NVIDIA Surround, we configured them to be one super wide resolution display that gives you a panoramic visual experience.
Nice. So what is the purpose of all the buttons?
Yeah, so we know that there's nothing more satisfying than flipping an actual switch. So with these control peripherals provided by Logitech, we have switches, knobs, levers, even avionic displays. And then combined with the Yoke, the Throttle Quadrant, and the Rudder pedals, also allows me full configurability for anything from a small prop plane all the way up to a jumbo jet.
So this looks like it took ages to set up. How long did it take you?
It took about 12 hours, which is a long day. But the motion platforms provided by Next Level Racing come pre-assembled, so that does help out a bit. Also, there was some heavy lifting that required some creativity on my part, but if you had someone else helping you out, it would take a lot less time.
So this is already pretty serious. You have the TVs and the peripherals so you can see and move the plane around, but I'm sure you didn't just stop there.
Nope, we wanted to create the ultimate flight experience, and that means adding motion to the equation.
Do you mind giving us a demo?
Yeah, let's fire it up. Okay, we're gonna take a quick tour of San Francisco and show off all the cool equipment in this flight rig. Full disclosure, I'm not a pilot, but I was raised by one, and he gave me a great appreciation for flying. So as I accelerate down the runway, I can feel the rumbling of the wheels in the tarmac, as well as the increase in vibration in the engine, thanks to an audio transducer called a butt kicker, which we attach to the bottom of the seat. And the vibration increases as I take off. Once I lift off, I no longer feel the tarmac, and the vibration changes completely. Now that I'm up in the air, I can talk about the motion systems, of which there are two provided by Next Level Racing. The first is the motion platform V3, and what that provides is roll feedback, so it tilts me right and left, and also pitch. So when I go into a dive, it's able to tilt me forward or tilt me back when I climb. Both of these feedback elements give me 10 degrees of feedback. Now those feedback elements combine with the traction platform, which the cockpit is mounted on top of. You might look at the traction platform and think that it looks like the chassis of a car, so how does it really translate to flight simulators? And the answer to that is that it translates rudder inputs into yaw and sway, so that when I move my rudder pedals, or even make rolling movements with the flight controls, it's able to change my bearing and give me the sensation of the airplane as it yaws to the right or left. So all of these feedback elements combine to allow me to fly the airplane via feel instead of just by visuals alone. Now as we're making our approach is where all these feedback systems that I've described really come into full play. So oftentimes when you see somebody doing a demo of Flight Simulator, you'll see them within the third-person perspective outside of the cockpit. They do this in order to get situational awareness to make up for the fact that they don't have the full array of controls and peripherals. But because we do have access to all these things, we can land the aircraft completely within the cockpit. Because of the fact that we can feel as our airspeed decreases, we can feel the bearing of the aircraft. I can do this very precise maneuver of landing an aircraft, and I can do it all within the cockpit so that I never have to break immersion. And even as I apply the brakes, I can feel the roughness of the tarmac and ensure that I'm coming to a controlled stop.
Thank you, Doug, for taking the time to build that flight simulator. I don't think it's going to make me a better pilot, but it's definitely going to be more fun. And thank you to Logitech and Next Level Racing for helping us make this happen. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button down below, and I'll see you for the next one.